how do you think that specifically your experience at Duke has really changed what that means to you today?
So being at Duke really pushed me to think about who I was, what I brought to the table, what I knew about myself and what I could do with that. So I think being at Duke helped me focus on who I was and not forget who I was. Because while I was there, I also started thinking about, what do I want to do post Duke? Like, what am I going to do? What am I going to go like career wise? And knowing and going through that experience of, having an undocumented mother, she couldn't take me to campus my freshman year. I had to do everything on my own. I had to go to financial aid on my own. I had to go to orientation on my own. I had to move myself in on my own. So having that experience was completely different from my peers. And so knowing that was my ongoing experience at Duke, I realized I can use my experience and help others. So then that's where I got the idea about going into law school. So I think being at Duke helped shape in how I looked at what I could do for myself, what I could do with my own identity. And to this day, I'm very grateful for those experiences at Duke that I was able to have that really enhanced my career goals, or like really further pushed, the idea of what I wanted to do. So I think that's how Duke shaped me, and that plopping me in this environment where I really was in the minority only pushed me to try to stand out. I mean, maybe I didn't stand out completely, but standing out in ways that I knew that I could and that I felt comfortable with, but also where I knew that it was critical for me to stand out. So I think one key moment that I do remember, it was, I want to say, my junior year, if not the fall semester of my senior year. I was taking, and it was abnormal psychology. And the professor was trying to give this example about something, how a person can all of a sudden like get this type of like amnesia or something, and then they live their life as someone else, and then years later they get their memory back, and they realize like, oh my god, I've been living a completely different life all these years. But his example, and to kind of say quote directly, was about an illegal alien on campus, or not in that scenario, an illegal immigrant. So that hit me because I personally and just ethically, no one is illegal and everyone has the right to exist. So for him to use that language when referring to an immigrant really hit me. And I realized, being at Duke, having that Latinx identity of being a child of an undocumented single mom, I knew that I needed to stand up. I needed to say something. So I was actually able to schedule, just send him a quick email saying, hey, you said this in class. This actually was very uncomfortable for me, and I'm sure it was uncomfortable for other people who are in the same situation. Instead of using illegal, please use undocumented or unauthorized, just to bring that humanity, because it is hurtful and offensive to use that, because it's insinuating, removing the humanity behind someone. So I felt proud of myself because I didn't know how to approach it. But I think in that sense, Duke helped me gain that confidence to actually speak up, because I was in that position of privilege in knowing there are others around that might not want to say something. And I could tell, like, there were quite a few students in my class that did feel uncomfortable. I could tell by their looks on their faces. So we just before the following class, like just before class started, like I was able to actually go up and meet with him and talk to him, and he did apologize. I didn't really know the history behind it. I didn't really understand the meaning of it, so I do apologize for having used it. So that, I think, what is a great example of showing how Duke gave me that confidence to act on my identity, to do something about something that was key to my identity.